Hello everybody, my name is Bree and welcome to Documented Journey. So today's video is pretty exciting for me because I'm collabing with another YouTuber. She is a dear friend of mine whom I've met through Instagram, and she has been bugged enough by many people to start a YouTube channel. So if you haven't already, please check out Robyn. Her information will be in the description box below, but her channel name is art.journal.girl. So I am really excited to do this with Robyn. Her and I probably chat daily, many times a day, so it's nice to be able to collab with a friend. So what we are collabing about, which you've probably already seen from the title, but it is how you journal or craft with kids. So I can only give you my experience, which is little kids. My kids are 2.5, that's my daughter. She will be 3 pretty soon, and then my son is 4.5. And I would say that my son could care less about when I journal and stuff. It's kind of part of his everyday, so he doesn't think twice, but my daughter is still pretty interested, so I do have to come up with some creative ways to keep her preoccupied while I journal. And I'm gonna be looking down because I do have my notes here, but I have 3 tips for you. It's actually 3 and a bonus, but 3 tips. And the first tip is set them up with an activity while you have your activity. So you're going to be journaling and give them an activity. My daughter really likes puzzles, so we set up a puzzle for her to do, or a couple puzzles for her to do. We also do activity books, and activity book, how I have made them is I use those pocket protector pages, and I just throw in like coloring pages or tracing pages, stuff that I find off the internet for 2.5, 3-year-olds. I throw them into the pocket protector. And then what I do is I give them a dry erase marker that has a eraser on the back, and they can kind of trace and do their activity. So I call that an activity book. And the other thing is giving them their own supplies. Now, with that, I'm actually going to show you their supply box. So that's what you're going to be seeing right now. And that is, I guess, coming to number 2. So number 2 is when I paint or when I journal, they paint or they journal. So in their kit, as you can see, I have a box for each kid, and then they have their own things in there, their favorite things. So they're obviously going to have paper. I buy these Canson mixed media books, and I feel like that those are cheap enough but yet higher quality paper, so that way if they are painting and kids use a lot of water, then it's not going to go through the page like it would if it was a computer page. So I have that. I also give them praying watercolors. I like these mainly because it gives them some more pigment to play with, and it teaches them how to utilize the watercolor in a way that could happen if they were not using something like Crayola. So I do praying. You could do Crayola. It doesn't matter. I just do what I like. So also, if I'm in a pinch, praying watercolors work really good for me as well. So I can just kind of like go into their palette and play with their stuff too. So they do have that. The set that I always buy, I get off Amazon. I can link that in the description box below for you. But it does come with a paintbrush, which is really nice. And then I also have some I also have some colored pencils and some markers or pencils. They've kind of been into pens and pencils and colored pencils lately, so that's what we have. They really like to sharpen their pencils, so I need to include the pencil sharpener in there as well. So that's kind of like their kit. So when I go and get my Delphonics pouch, they're going to get their tote is what it is. It has a handle and it's an easy close for them, and everything fits inside, and it's really nice and compatible or compact. So that is that. And then along with that, this is your little like bonus tip, I guess. It's not only do I keep their supplies really minimal and simple, but I keep mine really minimal and simple as well. So I'm going to kind of go through my bag here at this point And what you're going to be seeing is just the things that I keep in my Delphonics pouch. That's the only thing that I really truly need to journal. Now, is it everything that I use? Definitely not. I have other things that I can throw in there, ephemera pieces, stickers, all that kind of stuff. But this is like the essentials kit that if, you know, we're just having that kind of day and the kids are all up in my business, then this is all I get out because it's just simple. They see it all the time. It's nothing new to them, so they don't want to like get their hands on it, you know, which leads me to my next one, which is number 3, and it's being consistent. And I really feel like this rule could apply to any type of situation you're in if you have kids, or in life in general, really. If you want to keep good relationships, be consistent. So in my experience as a mom and as a teacher, the best advice is to keep doing what you want to do in front of them. Because at that point, they're going to be so familiar with it that they're not going to want to touch your stuff. So if I kind of go back to the bonus tip in 2.5, which is keep your supplies simple, it's the same thing. Like, they've seen those supplies, they've seen that specific watercolor tin, they've seen that brush a million times over, so they do not want to use it. You know what I mean? They have their own that looks very similar, and I can redirect them to that supply for them. So being consistent is one thing. I get out my journal and I do something in it in front of them every day, so that way they see that I'm doing it. It's not, you know, something that they want to be touching because it's not new. And it's also kind of good for when the kids get older, they see me being so consistent with something, and that they see that I have a hobby and that I'm passionate about something. So I think that is a valid point for growing up for children as well. So now, like I said, I am collabing with Robyn, and Robyn has school-age kids, not preschool kids or before school age kids. Her kids are a bit older. I think her youngest is 5 and her oldest is 11. So she's going to have 3 different tips for you. And the really funny thing about this collab is not only did we really not give each other a number, but we both came up with the same exact number. So it wasn't just 3, it was 3 and a bonus tip, which I think is really funny. So anyway, I'm going to direct you to her channel, so that way you can check out what she has to say for, you know, older kids. I'm going to be watching that as well because my kids are going to be in that age group before I know it, for a blink of an eye. Everyone always tells me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, I really appreciate you subscribing. And if you are at all interested in getting notified of me posting a new video, because I do not post, I don't have a posting schedule. So if you do want to get notified, you have to click that bell to do so. It's not a necessity, it's just there for convenience for you. And yeah, until next time, everybody, I'll see ya.